Aloha! This is the Green Lighting Mr. T. This is Shantae. I am actually redoing this first episode because after recording the first session, I decided that I didn't like where the series was going. I haven't... Shantae is a series that I've only very recently gotten into. And when I got into it, I wanted to start from the beginning. So, I started, of course, with Shantae, the first one. I played it on my 3DS, since that was the easiest way to obtain it. And I played through it once, and then I moved on to the next games, and that was that. So, my gameplay was definitely on the sketchy side. I didn't even remember how to run for like the first whole episode. And then after the first like intro sequence, it sort of really tapered off that I didn't know what I was doing. And I think that led just down a path I didn't want to go down. So I'm starting fresh. I've been practicing the game. I've been playing it on my 3DS since this game is incredibly difficult to emulate. If you're going to emulate this game, I suggest that you really the best way to play this game is either if you can get an original copy or through the 3DS. But if you insist, again, on using an emulator, you gotta get one of a really, a recently updated one. And that I'm currently using Visual Boy Advance M. I was just using Visual Boy Advance, and it could not handle this game. This game was made towards the end of the Game Boy Color lifespan, and it essentially pushes the system to its limit, or to its full capabilities, let's put it that way. And it looks good, it sounds good, it's great. Makes it hard to play though. So, I'd say I have it to a point where it's acceptable for me to be playing it this way, because otherwise I'd have to wait until I could have the capabilities of recording games on the DS, which I am nowhere near doing that. So it's playable on this emulator. It's just going to not run. It's going to drop frames every now and then. Let's just put it that way. But otherwise, it seems pretty good. What? Not another pirate attack? I'd better warn Scuttletown. Oh god, yeah. So this is your walking speed. This is your run speed. This part takes way longer. I'm getting hit a lot, but that's fine. When you're just walking through it, it made the gameplay really, really slow. So I've died. I'm just gonna take it. At this point, the game's gonna stumble with the frame rate. It's just because this game is so hard to emulate. But this is the best emulator that I could find that would work. Okay, let me just get through this section. Okay. Nicely done. Gosh, it's so eerily quiet in this part of the game. I honestly wonder why there just wasn't any sort of music for this part. So you're behind this attack, Risky Boots, the lady pirate. Title just added into the end of the sentence. In the flesh. Sorry about your shack, darling. I thought you were a guardian genie, not some scrawny kid. Well, no matter. Got a hull booty. So, basically, if you want the story behind this game, you always have to read the manual, because that's what they did in the old days. You kind of got a little introduction to the game by reading through the manual. I could honestly do that. Ooh, she's up to do, that's for sure. If I'm gonna earn my keep as Scuttletown's genie, I'd better stop her. Maybe I'll just try and... Nah. I don't know. By the way, the text is gonna, that's gonna pop on the screen every now and then. Because this is an emulator I'm not used to, and I don't know how it works. I just know that it's working. Speaking of things working, I finally figured out why... I've actually been recording my videos at 60 frames per second for a long while now, but whenever I upload them online, they always go back to being 30 frames per second. I learned now that there's this extra setting for when I render the videos that I have to tell it again to make the 60 frame per second video into a 60 frame per second video instead of its default 30 frames per second. I'm a little ticked off that that took me so long to figure out, but what am I gonna do? I figured out when I figured it out. So, these are Tinkerbats that I'm fighting anyways. These are Risky's main... Gosh, I hate the way they... This is not a level that's, well, meant to be just ran through. The game wants you to take it slow. And as a result, the cannonballs practically always wind up landing on top of you. If you're trying to go fast like me. But I'll say this is a pretty simple stage. Otherwise, yeah, in the they pop out of barrels and ambush you. It's horrible. I want to go fast! Okay. What? You could jump on that? Well, news to me. Okay. So by the way, Shantae is a half-genie, half-human. Genie being on her mother's side, for those of you who don't know. And all half-genies have, some magical capabilities that are, I guess unique to them. So Shantae's has magical hair? I don't know. It's discussed a little... whether or not her hair is actually inherited from her mother in later games, but it's not what I'm here to worry about. Right now I'm here to defeat pirates. Okay. Okay, these you can just run past. And now here we meet our Uncle Mimic. And I don't actually know. It's not really said whether his real name is Mimic, but everyone calls him Mimic because he's a relic hunter basically, and he tries to mimic all the relics he finds, and disaster always strikes because of it, basically. But this game, it's typically regular technological advances that are commonplace nowadays, but it's new advanced technology in this game, so it's kind of funny that way. Mimic! Hey, old man. Are you okay? Look, what those Tinkerbacks did in my workshop! I've got to stop them before they escape with my steam engine. Steam engine? What's a steam engine? I'll explain later. Right now, we have to get it back. You stay put, I'll handle this. Anyways, I want to take the moment to comment on just how good this game looks for a Game Boy Color game. Like, it's very fluid, all the motions. And the coloring, it's awesome. It's a really fun game to play. I don't know how to put... I don't know why they hide two hearts here, like, they're right next to each other. But this game, like, does a lot. Although, it still suffers a little bit from, like, the typical problems with, like, side-scrolling platformers with sort of just enemies being a little bit unpredictable. That's far enough, Risky. Where's the steam engine? None of your business. More importantly, you people have been using my sea without paying my fee. And now you're in a lot of hot water. That's ridiculous. The ocean is free for everyone to enjoy. Just who do you think you are? Who am I? I'm Risky Boots, Queen of the Seven Seas. And anyone who opposes me will be crushed flat. Then spank this one extra hard for mommy. Alright, fine, it's fine. Okay, so this fight will take forever if you don't know how to run. So just hold down the run button, which is also the attack button, by the way, which is why it took me so long to figure out. To be honest, I'm not even all that worried about taking hits in this fight. It just makes the fight go so much faster, just not to worry about it. Okay, there we go. First boss of the game, and honestly, probably like one of the best bosses in the game. We'll get to that a little later. I went easy on you this time, but next time I'll be steam powered and unstoppable. Ho ho ho! Good job, Shantae. You certainly made short work of those bandits. Hiring a town genie was a dandy idea indeed. Maybe it's time I told them I'm only a half-genie. And Scuttle Town could get a real garden genie to protect them. How did I let things get so screwed up? Shantae, what happened? Where's my steam engine? I'm sorry, Mimic. Risky got away with the steam engine, and now she's going to use it to destroy Scuttletown. Ooh, if only I were a real genie, then I'd show that Risky a thing or two. I'm afraid it will take more than genie magic this time. Let me explain from the beginning. It all started on my last dig when I unearthed an ancient vault. Hidden inside was a diagram of a strange contraption. Here's how the thing works. A steel chamber full of water is heated, like so. The water becomes steam, blasting out the top with enough pressure to turn a wheel indefinitely. Steam-powered muscle like that could change the world. It already did. And we're like way past that. At least somewhat past it. I mean, yeah, whatever. I used the plans to build a steam engine of my own. I was almost done when that vixen swiped it. She seemed to be headed toward Watertown. Maybe there's still a chance to get the engine back. That a girl, just be sure you visit the save room before you leave town. Good luck, Shantae. Alright, so we have to get to Watertown and find Bolo. Okay. Gosh, I'm gonna... Typical mannerism is to hold down the run button when playing games. So a lot of times I'm just gonna instantly accidentally get straight into conversations with people. So, in order to keep this game a little bit more streamlined, I'm gonna do a little bit of skipping around, because I'm gonna talk to people, see what information they have, and I'm gonna just show the ones that are, I guess, important to talk about, really. Otherwise, in the meantime, you've got your basic town. You're gonna always have, like, a location like this where you can go talk to someone important. And then you have a bathhouse for getting health back, you have a save room, an item shop, and then you have a warp squid hut, and then like an activity sort of location. In this case, it's the dance parlor. So Settletown is a fishing village. Everyone basically you talk to is just going to give you tutorial stuff, and just little tips about things you can possibly find in the world. And it's all, like, you won't really... It's hard to say, like, you're talking to someone isn't going to inform you of anything. That doesn't happen very much in this game, I feel. Do I need... Yeah, I probably do need to heal. And they're like... There are a lot of animations for everything, like, even just running up to the building. Like... I think the best way to describe is that this game does not pull punches. Okay. What do I want to do? Hold on. I have everything planned out that I want to do. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna go to the item shop real quick. Alright, we don't have much gems. We only have whatever we picked up during the sort of intro sequence. And we're going to buy... We're not going to buy cream because we don't have enough money. Dang it. Alright. Gosh dang it, I was holding the... Yes. Okay. So, there I am holding down the run button, and I instantly start talking to the person as soon as I leave town. Actually, it'd be better to go the other way. And anyway, the fast movement button turns to the jump button just when you're in town. Anyways, alright, so I'm just gonna beat up this Naga. There's no official, there's no official names for these enemies, so the names have been provided for these enemies are normally just based off what they look like. And, like, maybe some of their actions. But I'll be going over, like, at least what are common enemy names and stuff. Because I like to do that for the series I do, just to learn a little bit more about the game. Alright, we're gonna buy Vanish Cream. I pressed the wrong button because in this game, B's confirm and A's cancel. We're back. It's really confusing. Okay. Yes, let me stop talking to me. Thank you. Okay. That Vanish Cream is going to be important for getting an upgrade right off the bat, early game. So this place is notably referred to as just the Naga Wasteland. Just because that's what it looks like. And you're gonna see that for literally everything. It's just like, and it's just, I mean, you gotta come up with something, don't you? Okay, so you don't have to go far. You just have to walk to this ladder. It'll take you to a cave. You got this weird doohickey thing. I didn't figure this, what you're supposed to do for this, until after I had all the items in the game, like everything. And so I figured, okay, I have to have some ability that allows me to get past this thing. And you just use a Vanish Cream. Something I probably had never used beforehand. So, in order to use, it's a little weird to use items in this game. You have to simultaneously press up and B at the same time. You can't just hold up and then press B or something else. It's so awkward. But it is what it is, so it just leads to a lot of accidentally using items that I don't mean to. And like those like shockwaves or echo-y looking attacks that the Nagas do are just like so erratic and hard to avoid that like there's no good way to avoid them. You just have to either defeat the Naga or just not be on the same level as them. Alright. I haven't actually saved yet, have I? That's fine. Let's go save. Okay. So I am going to note, if you play this on the Virtual Console version, which is a 3DS version, use what do they call them? They're not save states technically, but they're the, dang it, restore points. Use restore points for this game. For whatever reason, there's just data corrupting bugs in it. I don't want to be harsh on the game. But there'll be points in the game where your game can crash, and on top of crashing, you lose all save data for the game. It's really bad. And I think it's happened to me twice, both times I've picked up the game. So, I'm giving you guys a fair warning of that. Alright. Okay. So, what I'm gonna do before I leave off is I'm going to wait for it to turn to night, because this game does have day and night cycles. And that dance parlor, it won't be active during the day. It's only active at night. Okay, it is just turned night. When the people in town are actually different from the people that'll be in. Oh, you're crazy. The people in town at night will be different than the people in the day, and they'll have different things to say, of course. Because of that. So here's a tip about something you'll find somewhere in the game. You're the same person. Yeah, and you're actually explaining how to use items, which is a very good thing, because without it, the manual you wouldn't know. I'd probably not be able to figure it out. Okay, so we're gonna go to the dance parlor. Okay. So the harder the rank, the more money you make, that sort of thing. I'm going to start out with the basic one. There's the corny catchphrase of this game, you're ret to go. Now I'm going to say I've had way more luck with the DS version, or the 3DS version, than this version. It's possible that the timing was made easier, or it's just that the emulator sometimes, because it's lagging a bit, it makes this harder to do, but I've not been able to recreate any of my performances that I do for the 3DS. Of course, the first challenge is really, really easy. This is like what I consider a really fast way to earn gems in this game. There are other options, but this is one you can do really soon, really fast, really in the early game, that sort of thing. Alright, I'm gonna rank it up. I'm gonna try. Let's go down one at a time, actually, because again, as I said, I cannot recreate stuff once it gets to a certain point. Alright, let's see. Okay, that one was me just pressing the wrong direction, but one of them I missed. And it was due to just mistiming it somehow. Even though I don't feel like I should have missed it. Anyways, you get way more gems for perfecting than you do for not perfecting. It is worth it to play an easier difficulty level if you can perfect it over just being able to pass one of the harder ones. Alright. I think D was the one that I could safely do over and over. And once it started getting here, I just stopped being able to do it. Let's see how I do. Okay. One of them was mistimed. That last one, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, maybe it's I just needed a little bit of practice again. Because it's going a lot better now. I mean, I was just struggling to even pass level C. Alright. Maybe I just needed to practice. Alright, I'm gonna try B. And this is a level I normally do. Because this one's really lucrative and I can perfect it. Just sometimes it doesn't seem to want to register. So, I guess this is what I mean. Like, I can normally I don't feel like I messed up any of the things. Did I actually not get it? Yeah, I didn't get it. So dumb. Yeah, so like on the 3DS I can do this no problem and I never fail it, but it just feels like it drops the inputs for this, so I'm probably gonna have to stick to C, which is at least better than what I originally was doing, which was D. How many gems do I actually have? You can't run this jointed. Wow, lol. Okay. I'm just gonna show what A looks like. I've never been able to do A. Okay. I have managed to pass it. I've never, of course, come nowhere near close to perfecting it. This is an absolutely ridiculous speed. And I know people out there have learned how to do this thing, and gosh, like how... I can't even... The problem is, it goes by too fast to even register what it is I'm supposed to be inputting. It's like, it's too much. I honestly got a really easy pattern. All the patterns are predetermined, but so you can like learn what patterns there are that help you be able to do them, but I don't know them. Okay, at this point, I think I'm gonna leave things off. I'm gonna actually grind off screen. I want at least 700. I'll probably go to like 800-ish at least, because I'm also going to want the ability to at least buy a couple items. I'll see how much I do. It'll at least be 800. Alright, this has been the Greenlighting Mr. T. I hope you guys will enjoy this series, and I will do my best to do a better job of moving through it. Aloha!